You know, we've improved from that point, and so have they. Looking at both teams, and they're a team that was the first game Fisher Davis didn't play in. They didn't know for sure if he was or wasn't. But I think they've adjusted that now. Now they know he's out for the season with the surgery, and so they've changed. And have now a more stability in terms of how they're going to rotate and bring guys in and out of the game. So they're definitely better. I mean, they should have won at Kentucky, 2 weeks ago. They won their last 3 home games. They really should have. Well, Chance is playing superbly. He's really aggressive now offensively and playing very good. Roberson's one of the best players in our league, and really hard matchup because he's a 3 playing the 4 who can post you, and he's so skilled shooting the ball. And again, they're a team, in transition, unlike a lot of teams. Everybody runs to the 3-point line. They're shooting, almost 45% of their attempts from 3. And they're a great 3-point shooting team. And that was the best thing we did was defend the 3-point line the last time we played them. And, to have a chance against them, you've got to be able to do that. Obedi, or however you say his name, number 50. How do you say his name? Maybe I have the wrong kid. That's the kid from Georgia. What's the kid number 50 for them? This was his coming out party. The freshman from Nigeria, who's now, huh? That's what I said, Obedi. He's really playing well and doing a nice job for them. Lee is a really good player. Their freshman guard. I mean, he's a difficult matchup. Super athletic. He had a powerful dunk against us here at our place. They run great offense. They run a ton of different things. And they're playing mostly man, but they'll mix in some zone, 2-3 zone, and it's going to be a big challenge for us.
What are the challenges of coaching there, just with the setup and everything with the benches?
It is what it is. I mean, now allow the coach to, wander the sideline where the bench would normally be, but you're away from your team over there. I talked to Jamie Dixon, who had just played there and was beaten there recently in the Big 12 SEC Challenge, and he was really, never coached there before, so it was a little different. Last year was my first time being in that building, but it's a cool building. I mean, it's been there a long time, and I think it's a shooter's gym. I think it's really good for people who can shoot the ball. So it is what it is. It's fine. I mean, it's just like our opponents that come here and have 65,000 cowbells. Where else do they do that? I mean, it is what it is. You deal with it.
The stretch you're seeing opponents you've seen twice through Missouri, Alabama last week, and then you've seen Vanderbilt on this Saturday. Does that help at all? You've already seen something this year. Does it help the scout, or you don't have to scout as much?
I mean, ideally, the ideal conference has 10 teams, and you play everybody twice, round robin. I mean, that's what the Big 12 has. I mean, that's like the best. So you get everybody twice, home and away. So that would be ideal in every game that you play. And now with these super conferences, it just doesn't happen. But, we would all love to, have that situation. At the same time, I'm not a proponent of 20 games moving forward. That, TV is pushing very hard on all these Power 5 conferences for just more content. But because mathematically you start to beat yourselves up. So if you're playing each other 23 times by the end of the year, in terms of RPI and in terms of how that affects, the math to get more and more people in, there's some indication that works against you.
Roberson's been solid all season, but he's been especially hot lately. How do you go about defending that guy?
He's tough. Like I said, he's really good player, Roberson, and he's a 3. So like Eric's guarding a guy who can step out and will look to bounce it and go around him. And Xavier's a good matchup because they're similar size. He'll try to maybe post Xavier a little bit because he's a little bigger than Zay. I think he's about 220. But he's just a difficult matchup and really a good player, and he'll be playing beyond the college level for sure.
Last game against Missouri, you had mentioned walking out being a necessity for that game. How do you think you guys matched up in that one?
In studying that, all being said, we missed a couple key blockouts down the stretch that wins the game for us. We get one stop here. There was and we watched them yesterday at the end. I mean, it always comes down in close, good games to a block out here and a block out there. And, overall, I think we did decently. But, like Xavier, I thought was really good in his blockouts. I thought he was outstanding and has really helped us as an undersized four, matching up with bigger guys and really taking on that challenge. But there's no question there was some missed blockouts there when it was a 2-point game and we had the lead and we had to get a stop. And Purier gets a rebound and puts it back in late. So there were a couple key, opportunities.
What did you tell the team after that game, after, battling back as hard as they did and to lose in a heartbreaking fashion like that?
Yeah, just really proud of them and felt like, we can take a lot from that game and use it for the rest of the season and apply it to, our next opportunity and know that, hey, with all the tough breaks, we still had, controlled our own destiny and could have, overcome them. And that's what you got to do, handle that adversity. But really proud of how they showed incredible fight and never quit, never gave up, and put themselves in a position to win against a really good team on the road and had a 17-0 run, there in the last, few minutes of regulation and the overtime.
This team doesn't really block too many shots from what I can see. Is the game plan just going to be to attack the basket, especially with Peters?
They're doing a better job of that, I think, in terms of protecting the rim a little more. With this big kid who's playing more. Obidi wasn't playing a lot. And really, our game was the first game he started playing more major minutes. I think he's a difference maker for him. But we just want to execute what we're doing, and we want to do a good job in our transition D. I mean, if we're not back and locating those shooters, it would be a long day because those threes, are coming. And a lot of long rebounds if they miss. And so you got to block out a long way from the basket.
The calls at the end of that game, Missouri game, do you send those into the league office, or is there anything that you can do with it as far as that goes?
I'm not going to comment on any of that.
Any other questions?
The reaction to Andy Kennedy's announcement today?
Yeah, Andy has done an unbelievable job at Ole Miss. He's the winningest coach in the history of the school, and is a great coach. And he'll be coaching for a long time. I watched his press conference yesterday with Ross, and I think that says a lot just about what a classy person he is, and his record speaks for itself in terms of all the accomplishments and what he's done there for that university. And so I think that a lot of people will be looking back on the good old days of Andy Kennedy era at Ole Miss, and there's no question that he will land on his feet and end up with another really good job. He's a proven commodity who is a very classy person.